Alright guys, welcome back. Today we're gonna be looking at the Lincoln-Douglas debate format. And by the end of this lesson, you will be able to simulate a debate opposing two people using the Lincoln-Douglas format. This time we're not going to have teams of two people. We're just going to have one person versus in other person. Let's get into it. All right, we already talked about what is an affirmative constructive, and you already know the term negative constructive. So let's save some time and go faster. So first, affirmative constructive speech. We call this the burden of proof. The person who is for the issue has the responsibility for proving that the issue is so the issue is right. All right, so this is why we say that they have the burden of proof. They have to prove that they are right, if you will. So in the Lincoln-Douglas format, the debate begins with the first affirmative constructive speech. Here the affirmative side clearly states the resolution or proposition, as well as the basic evidence and reasoning necessary to prove the resolution. This is pretty much what they did when we talked about the parliamentary debate format. The person who is opening the debate is the person who is constructing their argument. This is what they were doing. They coming up with evidence and reasoning necessary to prove the resolution or the issue in question. And then this is what is the difference from the parliamentary debate format. We have something that is called cross-examination. And if you remember in the other type of debate that we looked at, there were points of objections, but these were occurring during the actual speech. That means if someone wasn't in agreement with what somebody else said, they had the chance to raise a finger or to interrupt and then ask and then present their objection. And it was for the debater to agree or to let them express themselves or to not let them express themselves. But in this type of debate, there is a time that is allowed for what we call cross-examination. So when the first speaker is done presenting their constructive speech, the negative speaker is given a few minutes to examine the affirmative speech. That means there will be some pauses. It's like there is 5 minutes. The constructive, the pro side or the pro debater has a few minutes to prepare his argument and to present his argument, and then there will be like 5 minutes for the negative speaker to examine the position of the pro speaker, and then the negative will write questions. They will note questions to ask when their time comes. And then after that, the first negative constructive. The negative side produces the first negative constructive, where they state clearly the negative observation with evidence and appropriate reasoning. So what you need to understand here is, at this point, the negative is not saying that they don't agree. They are not yet objecting against what the pro said. At this stage, they are just showing why they don't agree with the issue in question. They are just showing why they are against it, why they are not for it. They are not yet attacking what the first debater said. Don't forget, they are constructing. This is the first negative constructive. This is not the rebuttal phase. They are not objecting, or they are not doing any rebuttal yet. Okay, and then they are expected to attack, but not in this phase. I think this bullet point shouldn't be here. Okay, guys, just skip it altogether. And they can also present a counter proposal. They can also do that. And then the affirmative speaker has a chance to cross-examine the constructive of the negative. The affirmative speaker is given a few minutes to cross-examine the negative speaker. And then comes the first affirmative rebuttal. The affirmative side is allowed to respond to or tear down the negative points. The purpose is to show that the negative failed to adequately speak against the proposition. Or they can also speak against the negative counter proposal. The first negative rebuttal comes after. The negative side is allowed to correct any miss. There should be two S in miss. Okay, any misstatement of the affirmative rebuttal, and to attempt to demonstrate that the affirmative has not adequately dismissed the objections of the negative side. The second affirmative rebuttal. You see, it's like you have one constructive and then you have two rebuttal rounds. The affirmative side is allowed to summarize, but well, this is kind of, what I think is not fair about this type of debate, but I'm not here to, well, guys, I'm not here to judge. So let's just look at what it looks like. Here, the affirmative side is summarizing the debate and is showing to the audience or the judges how the affirmative has adequately demonstrated and proven the resolution. It's like the affirmative is the well, let's not judge, let's not do anything like that. All right, so that's it. I think that's it for the Lincoln Douglas format debate. It's very short, so what you can go back and look at it, or you can do more research on it to see if you can come up with any different approach. If you find anything that is different from that, you can let me know. And now let me show you what your classwork is. Choose a topic on your own and you simulate a debate opposing two people using the Lincoln Douglas format. Pretty straightforward, guys. And thank you.